Record this computer. Okay. We got it. Hi, everyone. Hi, Kelly.
Hi.
Hi, Sylvia. Sylvia, am I saying your name correctly?
Hi, it's Sylvia.
Sylvia.
So the W is pronounced as a V. But
Ah, it's beautiful.
hello.
I was like, oh, I better get that right.
Thank you for
Hi.
joking.
Oh, yeah. Well, the soul contract work means you got to get names right. Hi, Ali.
Hi, nice to meet
Hello.
you.
Nice to meet you. And hi, Melina.
Hi.
Hello, welcome everyone. Oh, you're so beautifully on time. What I normally do is I just hang about just for a minute or two and wait for the stragglers to come in last minute because I'm often someone who's always in a rush to join something. So we give them a little bit of grace and then we'll dive into it. So I know where Kelly's based, I know where Melina's based. Ali and Sylvia, where are you guys from?
I
Well,
can go
I
first.
It was that
okay,
pause.
go on, Sylvia, after you.
No, you go for it.
Okay. I'm from Home Firth in West Yorkshire, and
Oh,
I currently work in the same building as Kelly.
you're kidding. But obviously you guys know each other. So it's not
Yeah.
a coincidence. Okay.
So yeah, so I did have a full sole contract report done after talking to Kelly.
Oh,
I
yeah.
had that done at the end of December, and yeah, I'm just kind of taking my time to work my way through things. So yeah,
Well, now
um,
you have an expert in Kelly who is
I know.
qualified and trained and up and running with it to hold your hand and guide you through it. So you're in very good hands.
Oh, I know, absolutely.
Oh, okay, lovely. West Yorkshire, beautiful part of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in Cambridge, so just
Oh,
a little bit down south.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, still nice down here. A little bit
Beautiful as well. Yeah.
beautiful as well. It's in its own way. And Sylvia, where are you from? Where are you joining us from?
Just outside London, so not yeah, same country.
Are you sort of north of London? Because I kind of know that bit. Or are you down outside Southway?
Yeah, so sorry. So I believe it's the south west.
Beautiful. Well, Surrey's very nice, and that's where Nicholas lives, who wrote the Soul Contract Reading book, and who
Oh,
I
really?
yes, Surrey's where everyone's hanging out these days. Okay, perfect. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove my weird little note taker. I don't really know what this is. Don't report. I don't. That always pops in. I never know what it is. And what we're going to do is we're going to get started. And actually, normally I like to record. Actually, no. Should I record from the start? No, we're just going to leave it. Indecisiveness, lovely, a strong theme for today. So, welcome. As anyone else joins, we'll just integrate them into this group. And thank you so much for showing up and showing up for yourselves and showing up for this. I always think it's a lovely commitment to ourselves to do things that enhance our growth and our consciousness, which is really what this work is all about. And I kind of know, I know Kelly and I know Melina and Ali and Sylvia, we haven't met. I don't think we've met, no. So the way I love to start this is just doing a little introduction so everyone feels a little bit connected to each other and to the group. And you can share as much or as little as you like. And just to make it very clear, I am recording this so I can put it on YouTube for anyone who didn't join live to watch the recording of. And normally a lot of people register and then a small fraction turn up live because lots of, life happens and we can't always make it. So just so you're aware of that, if you don't want to have your screen on, that's perfectly okay as well. And just you can share as much as you fancy. And we have Eric joining us. Welcome, Eric. Oh, he'll come on when he's ready. Eric, you don't have to turn your camera on if you don't fancy it. I was just doing a little introduction just to make everyone aware this will be recorded. and put on YouTube. Any emergencies, loo, bathroom, water, children, just go for it. Doesn't matter at all. We're very relaxed here. It's very just a fun, interactive space for us to just chat about stuff that interests us, and for me to give you a little bit of a deeper understanding of these themes that have drawn you here. And what else was I going to say? I think please do ask questions or feedback or share as they come up. You don't need to wave a hand, just jump on in, just share anything that comes through if you feel like it. Because I have this tendency to just chat, spiel, because I get very overexcited about what I'm talking about. So sometimes we need someone to dive on in there and say, hey, Antonia, what about this? Or that comes up for me as well. I'll do my best to ask questions, and because this is really about you guys. It's not about me. And I think, yes, so that was everything. Now, for Eric, Ali, and Sylvia, who don't know me, or anyone watching who don't know me, so yeah, I'm Antonia. I'm based in Cambridge, and I've been studying the soul contract work for the last 3 years. I did my training, I think, February 2023. And before that, I used to do kinesiology. And if you haven't heard of that, it's beautiful holistic therapy that uses muscle testing to communicate with the body. And the way that we used it is to identify the root cause of symptoms, the emotional root cause, and the emotions were my passion. And the reason for that is when I was 27, I used to live in London, used to live and work in London for my whole 20s. And I worked with this very fierce German American lady, and I was sort of like her personal assistant. And I suffered really bad burnout, had no boundaries. I was really struggling with my self-worth. And I was very sensitive, and I just didn't know it and didn't adapt to it. I was very emotionally unaware, a little bit like my body carrying around my head under my arms. I had no clue. I was very, very frozen. And that's a very big theme in my chart. And someone said, oh man, you need to go see a kinesiologist. And I went and saw her. And in the very second session, felt very safe. I said, look, I've got this problem. I've never had a serious relationship. I'm 26. I was 26. And there's something wrong with me. And she basically worked with me in that session to release a block around feeling worthy of love. And it was very visceral as it came out. It was like this mass of energy that moved up my body and out of my mouth in tears and crying and snot and laughter. It was the biggest thing I've ever felt in my life to date. And after that, I met my boyfriend just a matter of weeks later, who I was then with for 3 years. So I am very, very aware through my own experience of the power of deep emotional work in the subconscious to shift our outer reality. Because what we're taught is we change our outer reality by changing the outwards. If you want to feel good, you need to have a good job. If you want to feel worthy, you need to be in the best relationship. If you want to feel successful and confident, you need to earn a lot of money. And it's actually inverted. We're taught it's completely inverted. It comes from the outside in. And when we're a vibrational frequency and match within through that very deep healing work, that's when the outer reality starts to shift. And that's the basis of my work. That's what I'm passionate about. And this is why I run these monthly workshops to explore all the themes that I love. And this theme in particular, hiding and shyness, big themes in my soul contract. 3 years ago, this would be very uncomfortable for me to run a webinar. I don't know who's showing up. And that's all I wanted to introduce. Thank you very much for being here. And what I'd love to hear from you guys is, because we're exploring 3 vaguely different themes, but they're actually very deeply connected. We're exploring shyness, fear of being seen, and sensitivity, which wraps around it. Now, shyness and fear of being seen are a little different. We're going to go into the subtle differences between them. And same with sensitivity, but all 3 of those things keep us hidden from the world and stop us from stepping outwards. So if you feel comfortable, and you don't have to at all, but if you feel comfortable sharing maybe which one you resonate with, and maybe which one brought you here, or which one feels like a very big theme in your life, that would be lovely. And then we'll do that briefly, and then we'll get started. So I guess my one would be, I'll start. My one would be, I have a deep visceral fear of being seen, and I think it comes from not this lifetime. And we're going to go into that. We store such deep trauma in our bodies, in the cellular structure, and the soul's imprint. And so for me, there is this absolutely unconscious fear. And I don't know where it comes from. It's so visceral, so strong. Like, I will die if I'm seen. So that's my one. Starting in easy. So would anyone else like to share which one resonates for them and how it resonates?
Okay,
Oh, no, Ali, you go, and
I've
then
done it again.
no, you beautiful. Ali, you go first, then Melina, and then I saw Kelly prod your mouse. So we'll go in that order.
I, I'm not entirely sure which is the most dominant, shyness or fear of being seen. And I would say a common theme through my life has been to push myself, to push my comfort zone, and dare myself to be seen or to step up to something, and love that for a brief moment, and then what commonly happens is that I can't, or I don't sustain, and I, you know, as you've just described something visceral, that's very much. I've definitely had episodes of poor health, which I'm sure are linked to, you know, times when I probably push myself just too far. But then what happens is I retreat to I suppose what unconsciously is what I believe to be a safe space, but I'm not happy there either.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing. My feeling, picking up on that, is there's a beautiful sensitivity, which is why I included that within the shyness and the fear, because sensitivity also keeps us held back because of our energy fields and what we've been through, and a need to feel safe and not feel overwhelmed by what we do. So you know what, later we're going to pull up some soul contracts and have a little look. So if you're happy for us to take a look at we'll look at everyone's here because there's only a few of us. So if you're happy for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
Thank you.
beautiful. Yeah, okay, thank you, Ali. Welcome, welcome. You're in the right place. We're going to talk about this. Okay, Melina.
Yeah, so mine again is fear of being seen, and just doing this makes me feel uncomfortable being seen by everybody. So out of the three, it's probably all three, but that's the one that I resonate with.
Beautiful. Thank you. And you know what, takes a lot of courage and bravery to actually show up to something like this. You don't know who's going to be there. You don't know if it's going to be a safe environment. And every one of us is going to be a deeply sensitive and empathetic person, which means that we can feel other people very deeply. You know, it's the type of people I work with through and through. It's the type of people who turn up to this. So, you know, it does take a lot of courage to do that. So pat yourself on the back, you know. It's wonderful. And yeah, we're going to talk about fear of being seen a lot, Melina.
Thank you.
And Kelly.
Hello.
Hello.
So I'm swimming very deeply at the moment with my soul contract. And there is a lot of things that's been coming up, and there's a lot of changes taking place for me in my life. So although I've kind of been seen, because it's almost like starting afresh, starting new in the work that I'm doing, really trying to focus in on where I want to go ahead. Those patterns are starting to emerge again. That feeling, am I good enough to do that? You know, I'm almost more certain that I'm doing what I need to be doing now. I feel that's a theme that I've worked through. I'm no longer questioning if I'm doing the right thing, but it's now that next step of really being seen in this new way. So there's a lot of, I think, fear and doubt that comes up, because when you're kind of doing this work, you meet people that are just so brilliant in their field, that inspire you. So I suppose you compare, and then that fear of really putting yourself out there, and am I good enough to be doing this, pops up.
Yeah. Thank you for being so vulnerable with that, because you know what? Every single practitioner or in whatever field actually does feel the same way, but most people don't voice it out loud. And I know you've got a 3 in your soul contract. And as you were speaking, the 3 energy is like, I don't believe in myself. That's that 3. I've got it too. Welcome to the club. We'll talk about that. It's doubting in your abilities, and then moving into that imposter syndrome. And then that actually breeds the fear. I think that the fear almost comes secondary to that.
Yes.
Yeah. And you know what? This is such a big thing. I always say this to people. You can help people and be a work in progress at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, I imprint that on my forehead, especially when I first started. Almost got it tattooed. That was a bit extreme, but yeah. Yeah. Thank you for sharing, Kelly. And you know what? Such a pivotal time for you as you move into a new way of being and sharing yourself with the world.
Yeah. Thank you.
Exciting stuff. Okay, Sylvia. Last but definitely not least.
Yes, so I definitely resonate with the fear of being seen, sensitivity as well, and the fear of being seen is mostly like in this kind of setting where I have to speak in front of the audience, or public speaking, or speaking in meetings. So this is, yeah, sort of similar to Melina, this is quite uncomfortable. And so I don't know if it's the fear of being seen, but definitely it's kind of, it's quite paralyzing. And I do get lots of like body symptoms, which are extremely embarrassing and uncomfortable. So
Yeah.
I definitely would like to deal with those, because in my mind I know that I can do it, and I want to be, I think I want to voice my opinion and be visible, but it's just because of the everything else, it's quite I feel like I'm not really able to.
Yeah, and you know what? That's a really good example of that mind-body connection, where the mind is so strong in that paralyzing fear that the body has no choice but to respond to that. And yeah, I really understand that. I actually, not for this one, but I run some other webinars. I sometimes get very nauseous before I run a workshop or a webinar, like very nauseous, very heartbeat strong, sweaty, everything. So my body also does all of those things as well. But thank you so much, first of all, for sharing and for being here. It's an amazing thing to turn up, and you're very much meant to be here. I always am such a believer in divine timing. I think we have such a beautiful group here, and I'm really excited to go a little bit deeper with you guys. And Eric, I think you're just happy to keep your camera off and watch, but at any point, if you want to ask a question, you're very, very welcome to. So I think let's just jump straight into it. And yeah, is everyone happy for me at some point? We can look at your chart. So Ali, you said you're happy. Melina, Kelly, Sylvia, would you be happy? Okay, beautiful. So what I might ask you guys to do is just in the chat, just write your birth certificate name, just because I don't think I've got it. Let me just have a double check. I might have it on my worksheet. Let's see. So funny, when I actually, and this is for you, Sylvia, when I used to run these workshops, back in 2023, I started doing webinars when I trained in soul contract reading, and I used to go so hot and bright red before, during, and after these workshops. Okay, thank you, Melina. I've got your name. It just reminded me, and now I'm a fairly normal temperature, but I wasn't back then. Okay, so I'm just adding these into my software, just so they're up and ready. So bear with me for a second.
I've just got a question if when you have a
Yeah.
moment, please.
Yes, ask away.
Basically, so do I give you my phonetic version, so how you spell it, or how I'm supposed to pronounce it? So like the W in my name is actually V.
Yes. So what's the origin of your name? What's
So
the
it's
language?
Polish.
Polish. Well, how do you pronounce your surname?
So it's actually the, the L, M-I-L, so that's it's pronounced as W, so not L. So
Okay.
sorry, that complicates things.
No, 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 not at all. You know what? I'm just going to look at the as spelt name for now, because the as spelt name, do I have everyone? 1, 2, 3, 4? Yes. The as spelt name contains, and I know Kelly, you've got a phonetic name as well. I tend to do readings on the as spelt name. I have trained in phonetics. Phonetics is more the sound. Phonetics gives a deeper layer of understanding to your soul. But the as spelt I find people relate to very deeply because it's more of the personality. So we'll look at the as spelt for now. And then we'll just see how you connect with it. So you know your soul contract. Ali, Kelly, you guys all know. Oh, Melina's dropped off. We've lost her. Hopefully she'll join back in. Oh yeah, she's coming. Okay.
Sorry about that.
No, I was like, wait, we're missing someone.
I went into chat and then I couldn't get back to the camera.
You're all good. You're all good. Okay, let me get my screen up and we're going to do some sharing.
Oh.
And so basically what we're going to do, just to give you guys an idea, we're going to talk about the themes. We're going to look at some soul contracts. We're going to look at all of them. And then we are going to do some healing at the end for maybe 25, 30 minutes if we can. So the healing is, I don't know what we're going to work on. I don't know what's going to come through. It's very much source driven. So I just lean back and the theme comes through and then we work on that. Okay. So it's almost like integrating what we're going to be doing now. So lovely. I think that should be fine. Okay. I spend a lot of time finding my images for these for these. I really, really enjoy it. The whole point of life is to play and have a lot of fun. And I'm just trying to move my little bubble of people. There we go, got it. Okay, cool. Now I'm all prepared. So shyness, sensitivity, and fear of being seen. So what really creates them and how are they all linked together? This is the thing. Nothing works in isolation. And actually, we definitely don't need whatever this is. Okay. Oh no. Technology is just great and annoying at the same time. Just getting my little mouse up. Okay. How are they all linked together? This is what we're going to explore because nothing works in isolation. And in your soul contract, no numbers work in isolation. Everything is weaving and connecting. And even in our lives, we are not just who we are. We are the imprints of our family. We are the ancestral lines coming through us on the masculine and the feminine. We are multidimensional in our reality. We've just forgotten. And so the whole point of healing work and all the work we're doing is to remember and to shed and lift off the layers that keep us stuck in these programs, what I call them, that really don't belong to us and we don't need to carry anymore. And what I love to do and what we're going to do today is look at the hidden emotional patterns underneath the behaviors. So shyness, sensitivity, and fear are all just behaviors. They're ways of being. But what is the hidden emotions underneath and the patterning that is causing them to run in your reality? And then we're going to look at the energetic blueprint within the soul contract that is very connected to each of these behaviors and hidden emotional patterns. So it's like very layered. We're going to go very nice and deep. And ultimately, what happens when we bring awareness, non-judgment, and compassion through this work? Because this is what helps us to release. We need to be conscious of it, which is the awareness. We need to hold it in non-judgment and compassion instead of blaming and telling ourselves that, oh, we shouldn't be feeling this way. I should have gotten over my sensitivity by now. I should be able to be more confident. And what happens if we take all of that shame and that guilt and that blame off? What are we left with? And how much easier does it feel to navigate through? That is really what we're going to get into. So hiding and shyness is not just on the surface, one surface. It's actually like a box. We hide from ourselves. That's a really big one. We really, really hide from what we're really, truly feeling deep down because we don't always want to look at it. And we can really repress stuff that feels uncomfortable and stuff that we feel ashamed of. So that's the first thing we do. We wear an internal mask. We also hide who we are from other people. And that is very much this. It's a bit of an angry meme, but it's pretending everything's fine, pretending we're a version of ourselves that we're not, and feeling separate from our source essence because it's safer or it's easier or any other reason that we're going to go into. We also hide from the world, kind of similar from hiding from other people. We hide from the world. And ultimately, we hide from God or source or the universe, whatever name you choose for that energy that created us and landed us here. And ultimately, we are all God. We came from the 12th dimension because God wanted to, or the divine wanted to know itself. And so it breathed out and created us in the 3rd dimension. We live in a band of frequencies that is our reality. It's very dense. And we're here to remember and come back to the truth of who we are and back to love. And we live in separation. We have separate physical bodies. We live separate from other people. We live in this idea of everything being separated, whereas everything is wholeness. Everything is God. And we come here and we forget, and we have the energies in our soul contract to help us remember. They're not there to punish us. They're there to help us awaken and remember. So really, the work that we do is about awareness, healing, and awakening. So awareness, healing, and awakening, or remembering. Really, it's all remembering. And some of the key themes are unworthiness, that's the 3s. Fear, it's normally the 7s. And shame. Shame is quite a lot of different soul contract energies. Every person feels a lot of shame, and it comes through in different ways. And what I did do is I wrote a blog post all about how different soul contract energies feel shame, because it's such a key theme. Because when we feel shame, say we're shy, and we wrap our shyness in a cage of shame and guilt and blame, that actually locks it in place, energetically locks it in, and it's very hard to escape from it. But compassion is our key. Compassion and awareness and love is the key to bringing that shyness up and through and understanding it and bringing consciousness to it. So all the deep themes, and I really liked these little images I got because they're just so representative of don't want to be vulnerable, don't want to be hurt, I'm going to go back in my box. I have to pretend everything's fine because I'm the peacekeeper of the family. It's my job to fix, save, and heal and support other people. I can't show my weakness. Hiding because it's deeply uncomfortable, and other kinds of hiding. That one's a little bit of a mixed one. So lots of hiding and fear. So we're going to start with shyness. And shyness is like almost that softer, not so deep as fear. It's almost softer, but no less as powerful. And this is the one that's about that unworthiness. So what I did was I listed a little list of behaviors and feelings that I connected with shyness. And it may be that you guys have a few others. But what I kind of fell into was it's obviously a lack of confidence. And Kelly, I'm going to pop in there, I for imposter syndrome. I shouldn't be, who am I to do this? Who am I to try and do this? Staying on the sidelines and not getting involved. That's a really, really big one. Oh, no, 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 not for me. I couldn't do that. Not for me. You have a good time. I'm just going to stay here. Anxiety and worry about being judged, embarrassed, saying the wrong thing. That's social anxiety, very much. This is an interesting one, feeling energetically invisible to the world, like you don't matter and no one's seeing you. No matter what you do, you're just not visible to people. And believe it or not, like, that's a really, really big thing. I really wanted to bring that up. We can sometimes look at others, it's the comparison. Others are shining more than we do, or more than we are capable of. And comparison is a very, very strong theme in connected to shyness. Speaking from experience of managing that a lot myself. And often we don't feel able to communicate or express our needs when we're shy. It's better to stay quiet. It's better not to be a burden. I don't know how many of us have used that word. I shouldn't burden others with my problems. That's a really, really big one. And sometimes we don't know what we feel, and we see other people expressing themselves and sharing so easily, and we get frustrated. We feel resentful and we're impatient, which are quite strong emotions that connect to that. And so these are kind of like the surface level sort of behaviors and ways that shyness can come through. And if anyone has any to add on top of that, please do share at any point. These are sort of the ones that came through for me as I was designing this. What we'll do is shimmy forward. Now, this is very simple with shyness, very, very simple. This is all about the threes. I'm going to put the fours in there to tap, but it's really about the threes. Now, who has got threes in their soul contract? Let me have a little look-see. We're going to look at all of them at once, which can feel a bit overwhelming. Let's have a look. So I've obviously got threes. Kelly, I know you have threes. Where are you? You've got the threes there. Sylvia, you've got those. Oh, Sylvia, look at all the sevens. She's a seven queen. I've never met someone with that many sevens in their chart. Very interesting. Oh, we're going to talk a lot about those sevens. Ali, there's your three. Oh, you've got a 12-3 as well. Welcome to the 12-3 club. 12 threes, by the way. Oh, when you mentioned, I put myself out there and then I get so exhausted. That is the burnout energy. Right. 12-3 is I'm so enthusiastic and I want to put myself out there and I want to do it all. And I do, and I burn.
Yep.
And you got all those soft, sensitive eights, more soft, sensitive eights. And who am I missing here? Melina. Oh, I didn't put you. Oh, I did put you in, Kelly. Melina, you don't have threes, but you got the eights. And what did you come through with saying? Fear of being seen. Okay. It might be, Melina will also look at your commonly used name, Melina Harmer. Because sometimes our commonly used name, like the name that we're called as children on the school register, you know, mine would be Antonia Beamish. That is, that carries a very strong energy in our life as well. And you can see I've got all that sevens and eights as well. And fives, Melina, this is it. You got the fives. Now I remember. Fives we're going to talk about. Ali, you've got the fives. And Kelly, you might have the fives in your phonetic name. I can't remember. Fives are very interesting because they are about healing past life persecution. So Melina, that fear of being seen is starting to make sense. Okay. So shyness, not feeling worthy or deserving. That's basically it. Shyness, the three energy in the soul contract, and there are 22 numbers in the soul contract. 5 of them are master numbers. And what a master number means is it carries a lot of energy. And sevens and threes are master numbers, a key theme for this whole workshop. And the threes are all about learning to feel worthy, to come out of hiding. This is like coming out of the canal, to share their gifts with the world. But in order, and this is the beautiful thing about the soul contract energies, each number is like a seesaw. So this is the 3. And the 3s have the challenging parts and the potential. And we're always here to move through the challenge and into the potential. And it's not an easy journey. It's really not easy. And if you've got the 3s in your chart, you are very much here to remember your worth and clear all the layers. This is why the symbol holds so much. Clear all the layers and conditioning and programming and belief systems that block you from feeling, knowing, and embodying your innate worthiness. So that is the 3 energy. But the reason I added a 4 in there, the 4-4 energy, is because 3s and 4s are the numbers around self-worth. They're very, very different. The 3s are here to feel worthy to come out of hiding and be seen by the world. And the 4s are here to learn how to receive and feel worthy of receiving. And wouldn't you know it, both numbers are highly connected to abundance and wealth and money, because our worth is a mirror to our ability to be abundant. They are just intricately linked together. So does anyone feel a resonance with this? Even if you don't, by the way, have a 3 in your soul contract, you could be carrying the imprint from your mum, from your dad, because we clear our parents' karma. And if you are connecting to this work in this lifetime, you are a light bringer, because you're bringing light to the unconsciousness of yourself and of this planet. So you are going to be breaking deep stuff that's not always going to be yours. It's going to be your families, it's going to be your ancestors, it's going to be your partners, it's going to be your communities. Both me and my boyfriend have a lot of 3 energy, so we're kind of attracted in that way to work through it together. So who's got some who connects to this 3 energy? And you don't have to say anything you don't want to share, but does this feel a little bit resonant? You can just nod and smile if so. Yes.
Yes.
Everyone's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? That kind of captures it. And I don't know if you experienced this. Does anyone remember being more confident when they were younger?
Yeah.
So when, Sylvia, tell us, when did your shyness start building from?
I think it was around maybe sort of teenager years. So I was I remember being confident as a child. I was like performing, like, you know, not to strangers, but, you know, to family members, and, you know, I was, you know, but I think like maybe since sort of maybe high school sort of years, I've become more and more shy. I think that's what I'm thinking. I've not really analyzed it before or thought about it when it actually started, but I think that's maybe around then.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense. And you know what? I'm right in the same boat with you. I used to do a lot of drama and acting, and I was very confident at my prep school. And then I went to a very, very big school. It was a boarding school, and there were a lot of very strong energies. And I was got very shy and very sensitive because I didn't feel safe. And so that for me, and I think for a lot of people, the schooling system doesn't feel very safe for energy of, you know, sensitive, empathetic souls. And so we learn to adapt and adjust by pulling in on ourselves and cocooning inwards instead of going outwards. So I really resonate with that. And really thank you for sharing that. It's amazing. You know, when we're babies, we're born with absolute confidence. You know, we love to be held, seen, we laugh, we cry, we demand, because babies are born remembering and knowing. And then the world slowly conditions and pushes that down. And a school can be very, very challenging. The people we meet can absolutely whittle down our confidence, shyness, confidence, partnerships, toxic relationships, abusive relationships, all of that. So yeah, thank you for sharing, Sylvia. Does anyone else want to share, or we can move on? All good. Well, let's get on to some more juicy stuff then. Fear of being seen. This is a big one. This is a big one. So what is the behavior? When we have a fear of being seen, it doesn't play out like, oh no, don't look at me. It's a little more complex than that. We can actually go into isolation. I don't want to be seen by anyone, and I need to physically hide. It's almost like we can become reclusive. We say no to things. The place where we live physically can be quite isolated. It's a form of safety. When we're isolated, we don't have to deal with people, and that can feel safe to us. And this is a really big one, stuck in indecisiveness. So who here can feel indecisive? I can feel very highly, I get highly, highly indecisive. And the reason we get indecisive connected to this is we often have desires that pull us forwards. I want to do this. I want that thing. I want to go there. And then we have the fear pulling us back. It's not safe. You shouldn't do that. That's not a good idea. And that voice is very loud and very, very operating under the surface of our awareness. And what happens is we feel stuck because the desire is pulling us forward, the fear is pulling us back, and we sort of get lodged in the middle. And when we think about, oh, it could be a good idea to try this, the desire will say, yes, do it, do it. And the fear will say, don't do it, don't do it. And so we'll and ah, and we won't know what voice to listen to. And it's not even as clear as that. The voices get muddled, and we don't know what's fear and what's intuition, what's true and what's something that our mind has created. And so I don't know if that also resonates with you guys, because that feels very strong with me. Like, what's the safe decision? Or what's the decision that will be good for me on a soul level? I a good example of this is my boyfriend loves to play group tennis, and I used to play, and then I found the environment. It was 2 hours of 20 people doing mixed tennis matches, and I just found it just too much. But I know that the tennis would be good for me, so every Sunday I'm like, should I go, should I not? The tennis would feel good, but it's a bit competitive, and I get a bit scared of competitive environments. And that's like a classic example. I also had the same thing with an improv group. I was like, I really enjoyed it that one time I went, but if I go again, I'll be on the spot, and I don't know. So this is a very heady energy. So fear is living in the future, but it's also living in the past, but it's definitely not living in the present. So fear, our intuition lives in the present, but fear lives in the past of that happened, so it might happen again. That happened in the past, so it might happen again in the future. And so we get stuck in this loop. Oh, my screen's got very messy. We get stuck in this loop of past and future, very rarely stopping in the present, because we're constantly, oh my God, that thing could happen. That thing could happen. And our minds go everywhere. And if you've got 8s in your soul contract, or 5s, I think a lot of us have here, going to be quite heady thinkers. Who loves to overthink?
Oh God, absolutely. It's resonating hugely what you're talking about, Antonia. It's and I was just thinking then, as you know, it was a really useful description for me, seeing that desire and fear pull, and I think what I've done a lot of times is I then become attracted to people almost magnetically who will propel me, towards uh, the more the desire.
Yeah. You want to
And
be in the energetic match of it.
yeah, but it's almost like I need that from, so I need somebody else's energy as well, if
Let's
that
have a
makes
look.
sense.
It
Yeah.
does. Let's just have a look at your chart because that was really interesting what you said. Did you when you were younger, did you go by the name Ali or was it always Alison?
It was both. It still is both. Yeah.
Okay. I'm a little curious. Let's just look at your chart now. Let's have a little look. What we always do in a soul contract is we see the themes playing out. So the soul starts with the birth certificate name, which is the cake of its life, cake of your life. And every commonly used name or married name is like a layer of icing that kind of comes on. And the soul is journeying this way. And so we often choose names that carry on to help us learn and integrate. And then if we have a business, the business name, which is only 3 numbers, the business name becomes the vehicle for our soul expression as well. So there's a lot of a lot of things coming through. Now I'm seeing all this beautiful 8 energy. That's the first thing I see. That lovely sensitive 8 energy. We've also got the 5s coming in, 5s, 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 5s. And then we've got the 7s. Oh, we've got 3s here, 3s here. Another 3, sneak in it goes. 7s, 7s. This is all the theme of today. It's really filling up your chart. 7s are, especially when we're seeing them in a spiritual or physical karma, is where it's going to feel really strong, really, really strong. But you have this wonderful ability to relate to people. And 7s and 8s are very magnetic and they love to work with people. They love to connect with people once they overcome the fear and everything. And 12 3s and 13 4s are very loving energies. So I bet people love spending time with you as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, such a resonance, such strong energies coming through with this. Do you ever get a little bit frustrated, Ali?
Yes.
Hello, 6s.
Yeah, frequently.
Yeah, 6s can get like very stuck and it has to look this way. And if it's not looking this way, then I don't know what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
We call it the Taurus energy, the bull. It's got to be this way.
Which is anxiety related, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. And you mentioned that overthinking. Do you tend to sort of get stuck in loops of thought, or what does it feel? How does it come through for you?
Yes, definitely stuck in loops of thought. The older I've got, the more scattered my head can feel. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. So the 8s and 5s need a lot of grounding, a lot of grounding, a lot of time in nature, a lot of quietness, because you have these big, intense 14 5s and 12 3s. And a lot of us have been taught that the more we do, the more we can achieve. And again, it's actually about the beingness. And the big lesson for the 12-3, and I've got them as well, is we're here to come into being and feeling. And so the big theme between the 8s and the 5s and the 12-3s are all completely connected, is the 8s are here to come out of the mind and come into the body, even though it's the last place that the soul really wants to go to. Like I don't want to be grounded. I don't want to be in my body. I don't want this physical reality. I'm so pissed off. I'm not used to being here. I'm a high frequency soul. I should be playing in the heavens, on the astral realm. You know, lots of past lives coming through in this lifetime. Very ethereal, big imagination, big loving energy. But it's all about learning to feel and come into the feeling, and the feeling will guide you forwards.
Yeah.
And yeah. that, you know, this is the, you know, when you look at when you look at charts, you can immediately sort of see this theme. And with your sevens, you're very much here to overcome any part of you that does not feel safe to be seen. And then you'll be able to move into your spiritual goal of actually coming out and sharing. And the 12-3 is a teacher. And 14-5s are here to also teach. It's a teacher of teachers. It's the sharing everything you've been through in order to support others.
Okay. Well, it's really useful. Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure. Oh, there's so much to look at in there. It's yeah, anytime. My pleasure. It's yeah, there's a lot. There's always a lot in each chart. There's a lot to look at. But there's always top level themes. Okay, so that's stuck in indecisiveness, heady 8 and 5 energy. And then sometimes we can feel a resentment. So we have the fear, but fear is often has these companions. We can feel angry and resentful, and we can feel grief. And the grief is almost this very hidden, small, subtle emotion of, I wish I could do that, but I can't. I wish I could do what they're doing, or put myself out there, or follow my dreams, or listen to my soul a little bit better, but I don't feel able to right now. And there can be that weight of sadness. Again, very, very subtle, but I wanted to include it. And then when we're in fear, we can feel really like we need to control. We need to control ourselves, we need to control others, and we need to do everything we can to stay safe and protect ourselves. So shyness and unworthiness is very, very different energy from fear of being seen. Fear is very much, if I'm seen, I will collapse, I will die. It's so intrinsic. And like Sylvia said, it's so hardwired into our nervous system that our nervous systems respond before we're even able to mentally catch up. So the controlling one is a really, really big one. And it's very unconscious, the way we control other people and ourselves. And often the fear comes through as we don't communicate or share who we really are. And that is that mask. The reason that happens is often we experience a heartbreak with the 7 energy. And that heartbreak often comes from emotional abandonment. For me and Sylvia, being stuck in a school that didn't feel safe for us, for example, where we lost our confidence and our ability to feel like we could actually be ourselves. And when we experience that emotional abandonment or that heartbreak, normally in childhood, normally due to a parent or a system, then we only show who we really are to a very small select group of people. I have my boyfriend, I have my parents, I have my brother, and I have a couple of best friends. And they're usually people I feel very safe to be myself with. But I'm now starting to learn with my 7s, let's expand my personality. Let's drop the mask a little bit. And when we do that healing and we go into the trauma, into the heartbreak, we can then share who we truly are as an integrated whole with the rest of the world. But often we're still working through that. This is the safe version to show the world, and this is the safe version that I can show other people. And never the twain shall meet. And that really is, I'm actually jumped a slide ahead. That's actually really coming through here. And I'm going to group these to make them clearer. This is emotional heartbreak that I was talking about, the abandonment, and our mask becomes our shield. We don't know that we're wearing it. We're really not aware. And it's not as easy as saying, oh, okay, I'll just be myself, because it takes steps to grow like a plant. You know, we've been withered and we've been left to not suffer or struggle, but we haven't been watered to shine as who we truly are. And as I said earlier, a very big one is past life persecution and attack. It's not safe to be seen. I will be attacked and I will be persecuted and I will die. That is really strong. It's very, very, very strong with anyone who's doing this kind of work for themselves or with their clients. And I'll tell you this, I did a divine healing session on a client last week. She won't mind me sharing. And we did a past life death, and that's a chart in divine healing that we work on. And usually you pick the past life death, you're drawn to it, and you release it. It's quite a simple, light process. Now, this was not simple or light. We released a death of dying in the trenches. We don't know whether it was a World War II trench or a World War I trench or a different trench. We don't know what it was, but she had such a visceral reaction in her body. She started shaking, sweating, and crying. And she's never cried in the 2 years I've been working with her. She's so emotionally intelligent, but she hasn't needed to have that release. But this was on another level. She was taken right back to that place, and she had basically what we would call she split herself. She went back there and she relived that death in the session. I've never had that experience myself, and I've never had that experience with a client, but I wanted to share it because it can be so powerful. And if we're doing healing work, and if we've got sevens in our chart, and if we're working with other people, those past lives of persecution are going to come through quite strongly. But it's not just from past lives, it's also from this lifetime. And fear of criticism and judgment in particular. Now, I don't know about you guys. I remember the most critical things my parents have ever said to me. It's like the wording is like solid in my head. I remember exactly where I was, what they said. And I don't know if you remember that as well. Certain phrases that a parent said, or a teacher, or a boyfriend, or a friend, that feel very hard hitting, like they're still there in your memory. That's because words go very, very deep. You know the saying, sticks and stones may break my bones and words can never hurt me. Words are the thorn that goes deep into our body and into our fields, and they sit there and they fester, and we lock them down, but they always come up in our memory. And so our fear of criticism from our authority figures, in particular, parents, and again, got to go up the layers, God, the divine. If I do that, I will be criticized. I will be judged for being a bad person. I'm terrible at my core, and I can't let anyone find out. And all the shame and guilt that comes with that. This is a very deep one. I am terrible at my core. That is a belief that gets very deeply encoded, especially with people with 7 energy. And it's very, very strong. And often when I share this with people, it's very hard to relate to it because they're like, no, I don't think I'm terrible. But this is on a very deep subconscious level. And the wording might not be, I am terrible, but I have something to be deeply ashamed about. And therefore I must wear a mask and I must hide myself from the world. And so as I put down big 7 energy, and there's some big 5 energy coming in with the past lives as well. So very, very strong one. Does anyone resonate with 1 or 2 of those, or does anything feel quite strong? Kelly?
Yeah, I definitely do. I think the heartbreak is something I've only recently worked through, something which I thought was quite insignificant, really. Actually was a big reason why I was hiding from the world. So I resonate deeply with that. And actually the core belief that I'm terrible is probably not as strong as it used to be, but I still think every now and again of myself as, am I not a nice person because I don't want to do that, or because I think that way of someone else, or I think, oh gosh, I'm not actually that nice. I'm and that comes into my awareness.
And you know what? That is very much, Kelly, you picked up on it completely. That is very much around, I'm just going to skip forward, with the sensitivity, self-sacrifice, I must put others first. if I don't put others first, oh my God, I'm a terrible person. Because as women in particular, we were conditioned to give, 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 give. And the energy of that is an 8. So you hit the nail on the head there. And I was going to look at your chart because, and I'm glad that I'm terrible at my core resonated, because I know it's a very, very strong one.
Yeah. It's not a nice one because you ignore it when it comes up. It's like, oh no,
yeah.
can't be.
Oh yeah, you just push it down, because that's our protection system clicking into place. We suppress, we repress, and we numb, and we avoid. Especially if we've got 8s in our soul contract. It's a really, really big one. I think you've got 8s in your phonetic name, I think. But yeah, it's going to feel strong for you, Kelly, that I'm terrible, because you've got 7s in your physical karma. And when you mentioned that emotional heartbreak, was that when you were younger or a little bit older?
Yes, that was growing up. So not only did I feel suppressed in who I was and had that emotional abandonment from my father, but I also witnessed my mom suppressing her voice.
Yes.
So that I had anger around that, and then I had sadness. So it was like a mix of emotions, all linked to the same thing.
Yeah. And you know what? You're so sensitive with your 11 2s. You would have picked up on everything going on in the family dynamic, especially with your mum, which is what the 13 4 energy is, that divine feminine, and taking on big challenges of learning your worth despite what you went through emotionally as a child and everything that you got imprinted with. And you know what? 11 2s, I'm sure I told you this, 11 2s are the emotional processing units of the family.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
that's for sure. Even now.
Yeah. I'm not surprised. And you know, you've got such deep spiritual insight, which I can imagine would have been quite hard to connect to because it's in your physical part of your chart. But it is such a deep spiritual insight. And you know, your soul contract says, oh, you're here to follow spirit. And Kelly, this is very strong with your 18. You're here to let go of any unworthiness and guilt for the past. You're here to come into forgiveness with yourself. And as you come into forgiveness, that anger, which is very karmic, is what will begin to soften. So yeah, and I'm sure your mum's got, you know, some 17 8s or some 7s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to look at her chart to be fair, but
How
yeah.
have you not seen it yet?
No, I'm holding back on looking at a lot of people's charts. I'm trying to take this step by step. I'm still processing my own.
Yeah, I get that.
Mm.
I get that. And you know, 11 2s absorb. So it's actually good for you to take it at your own pace and in your own structure. That's what 11 2s really, really need. Your own structure. Okay. Thanks for sharing, Kelly.
Thank you.
Okay, well, I guess we're getting into sensitivity now. Sensitivity. And Sylvia and Melina, I'm going to look at your charts as well. Don't you worry. Not going to get off without looking at them. So, sensitivity. This is, again, I connected this into fear and shyness because sensitivity can really keep us held back. As Ali said, that, oh my God, I put myself out there and then I get drained. We live in a very draining world, especially at the moment where we are exposed to so many people, so many current events, so many situations that we never used to, and our nervous systems were never designed to handle and hold, along with the world guilting and shaming us all the time. Like, you should know what's going on in the world. You should know about every conflict. You don't know about that. You don't care. You're a bad person. They press on the shame so, so deeply. I personally feel extremely drained by current affairs, and it's very purposeful. They are purposefully holding our energy hostage. And when I say they, I mean the matrix. The matrix and the systems in place that are not designed to elevate us, but are designed to suppress us, to keep certain beings in power. I'm a very big conspiracy theorist. And you know what? They're not conspiracies anymore. They are true, as it's been coming out in the news. And I'm having a lot of conversations with people at the moment, you know, with everything that's coming out. You know, it is deep and it's dark. And the humanoid soul that we are all born with has been, in some people, absolutely taken over by not great beings and energies. And again, we have been so repressed. And if we're very sensitive and very emotional, and we are light beings, which all of us here are, and everyone watching this will be as well, because we're drawn to this work, this high frequency, high consciousness work, we are going to be feeling that really deeply. And I don't know if you guys feel the same, but the darkness that is coming to light in the world is so freaking heavy. So heavy. And we all feel so deeply. And it's so overwhelming. And we should, I don't know about you, I personally think, oh, I should have steady energy. I should have, you know, but actually the amount of light that's coming down onto the planet that's pushing in on us, the amount of darkness that's also pushing up from the density of the planet, plus all the constant interaction and the social media and the people we're exposed to on a day-to-day basis, our energy does this. And it's meant to. We're not meant to be constant. We're meant to go in waves. But ups and downs are very, very normal. I do find, though, we can lean into oversensitivity. And oversensitivity comes when our inner core is not feeling so stable, aligned, and balanced. And we're just very easily triggered by the external. So it's always something to watch out for. So sensitivity is a superpower in itself, but it can tip into oversensitivity or hypersensitivity when there's too much trauma that is still sitting within our fields and keeping us in a state of fight, flight, freeze, fawn, or whatever one it is. Although in this world, having said that, it is almost impossible to avoid that overwhelm and that trauma that's coming through by the collective. You know, we can have a lack of emotional resiliency to handle it. We can be overly responsive, feeling things too deeply, feeling other people's energies too deeply. This is a really big one. Do you feel too emotionally connected, invested, and tuned into other people around us? And I'm talking about the people we live with, our parents, the people we work for or work with. And it's such a beautiful gift to be able to read people emotionally and energetically, but we can turn too much towards them and away from ourselves. And it's not quite codependency, but we lose our identity a little bit. And this is a big theme of the eights. Really, really big theme. And of course, it goes without saying, overwhelm, ungrounding, feeling ungrounded, overwhelmed. It's too much. It's all too much. We live in such an overstimulated world. It's a miracle that we're all still kicking about alive. And I swear it's gone too far. So the hidden emotional patterns underneath sensitivity, that's it. Self-sacrifice. I think we said, what were we saying with you, Kelly? Maybe we're saying with you, yeah. Putting others first. I must be a good person. I must be a good girl, good boy. I must give. I must always give. This is also a 4 energy where the balance between giving and receiving can feel really distorted. And we can feel very unable to let go of our attachments. So that hypersensitivity I mentioned, where we are holding on to the trauma of the past, or maybe the future thinking of what could happen. We just get very attached to it. It's very much 8s and 11 2s. we hold on to it. And the holding on just keeps us buried underneath it. So yeah, stuck in the trauma of the past and wanting to protect the self in the future. And we can feel that sensitivity can get really hypersensitive. And when we're sensitive, visibility can feel emotionally, energetically, and physically completely overwhelming and destabilizing. So Ali, when you were mentioning, I put myself out there and it's great and it's great and it's great. And then I burn out and I get drained.
Yeah.
It's because you have a very unique energy type. You have a very unique energy of, let me just remind myself. Let's put everyone in there. Let's put us all in there. I'm going to put myself there as well. Okay. Yeah, loads of charts. Okay. So yeah, Kelly, oh not Kelly, Ali. There you are here. The 12-3 and the 14-5. 14-5s need a lot of space because they will feel very intense energy. Have you had lots of intensity in your life?
Yes.
Yeah. I love it. Didn't even finish the question. She was like, yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the intensity. You need a break.
I do.
Yeah, you do. You absolutely do. But with the 8s and they're coming in through your chart as well, Melina, it's a it's coming through. It's in my optimized name. It's coming through my chart. Who else has got those 8s coming through? Ali, you've got them coming through there again. And oh, Sylvia, you got strong 8s. They're coming through in your soul destiny. 8s are such a highly frequency sensitive energy coming down to earth to have a very physical incarnation. And 8s are here to get very grounded in their bodies and in their emotional vessel and in their physical vessel. Same with the 5s, very much. So I was gonna ask you, Sylvia. I want to look at your chart. Let's pull this up. First of all, with sensitivity, I hope that resonated a little bit because sensitivity is a really, really big theme that often gets overlooked in terms of its impact on coming out into the world. And so, Sylvia, you got 8s in your soul destiny, which is almost like the soul destiny is everything just compacted in to there. So would you describe yourself as a sensitive soul and feel things quite deeply?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. And what about boundaries? Has that ever been a theme in your life of putting up boundaries and with others?
I think I find it quite difficult actually to have boundaries. To set boundaries. I do tend to like in in the shyness. I think was it shyness where there was I know fear of being seen, the isolation, and so I guess I tend to maybe rather than enforce boundaries, I tend to kind of just hide, I guess, and just yeah.
You retreat.
Yes, yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I can imagine. You got a lot of 7s in your charts, and that is often the safer thing to do. I cannot be seen because if I am seen, I risk that vulnerability, and with vulnerability comes pain and suffering and trauma. So I will isolate, I will hide, and I will disconnect. And often, and I don't know if you feel this, 8s, as I said, tend to be very heady thinkers. And what we're here to do is we're here to create boundaries with the world around us, but also break down boundaries within ourselves. And what this means is 8s can have a real distaste to go into their emotions, almost like I do not want to, because if I go into my emotional landscape, if I go into the The feelings I will never recover. It can be very visceral, this kind of like, I will die if I go into my emotional body. And so I will do everything I can not to feel, because it just doesn't feel good. It doesn't not feel good. It just feels like death. And that's a very strong way of sharing it. But I don't know if that rings a little bell. Like, I don't want to go there. I don't want to do that thing. I don't want to feel it.
Yes, definitely. It was kind of the theme of my life so far, and now I'm kind of trying to sort of get in touch with my emotions more. So and so I'm kind of working on it. But yeah, definitely that is the case. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? What a beautiful thing to be conscious of it and to be consciously working through it, because that's so powerful. And you know what? When we have a 9 in our spiritual karma, that is coming through disempowerment, where others have taken our power away, and we reverse it and we say, Ashley, I know my power and I am very strong. 9's of the strongest energies in the soul contract system. You are a very strong person, because you would not have had these energies of the strong master energies of 7 and the high frequencies energies of 8 if you were not able to handle yourself and your life and what you've been through. Your soul knew exactly what it was doing. You're very powerful. That's the 9's. And the 7's, just to give you an idea of when you work through the heartbreak and the trauma and the pain you've been through, when you start to work on this and you start to soften and come into your wholeness of who you really are, you will emit such a strong vibration. This goes to everyone. You will emit such a strong vibration out into the universe that you will not be able to help but attract people who are like you, for you to work with or spend time with, or who will help you or who you will help. Because 7's are channels for God to come through and work through the heart. So it's heart energy, it's heart healing. That's the journey of the heart, that your soul is like, I ain't got nothing else to do while I'm down here. I will put all of the 7's in my soul contract, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. That, you know what, in your phonetic chart, I'm sure the 7's will just pop up again. And you're here to connect with people and be a catalyst for your life and a catalyst in the lives of those around you. It goes with everyone who has a 7 in their chart. And you're here to emotionally connect with yourself and emotionally connect with the world around you. But first of all, you have to do it with yourself, and then it goes outwards, inwards out, with everything, inwards out. I do it with myself first, and then I can do it with the world. And boundaries are a really big thing with that, breaking them down within yourself, but putting them up against other people. And having no shame around saying no. That's a very hard thing to say no to someone. Especially when on paper, it's like, well, I should say yes. I've got no reason to say no. I've got the time, I've got the energy, but some little voice inside you says, I don't want to. And you can listen to that voice. I had a woman who there was a mismatch. There was a really big energetic mismatch. She was a friend who I met when I was in London. She kept wanting to spend time with me. And every time I spent time with her, I would walk away drained, because she would take up all the conversation. She was really, really strong, her energy. And on the surface, I was like, but she's so nice and we have so much in common. But my body was telling me, oh, you do not like spending time with this person. But saying no was the hardest thing. And she would push, because she knew my boundaries were very soft. And she would try and push. And this is what I call an energy vampire. Has anyone heard of that before? Yeah. We're not new here, are we? It's not our first rodeo. I used to write about energy vampires a lot, because there is a spectrum of people who take. They're like wolves disguised. We think on the surface, no, but they're nice people. No. And it ranges from, absolute sociopaths to narcissists, to energy vampires, to people who are very unconscious with taking space. And so with 8s, we need to be very careful with them. And that's not to install fear in us, But for us to be like, okay, I'm important and I'm special and I need to have my boundaries strong. This is why the shape of an 8 is like an amoeba, to have strong boundaries. So, but it's a work in progress, you know, we take our time. Okay. Now, Melina,
Yes.
I haven't forgotten you.
So I can't see myself, so I don't know if I'm in shot or not.
I can see you. You're all good. Can you
Okay.
see your chart?
Um,
Hang
so I'm
on.
trying to do this from my phone.
No, you're all good.
Uh,
Melina Harmer. It's an AH. Let's add you in there. I'm going to look at your birthday company. We miss no one out in this. Obviously, if there were more people, I wouldn't be able to do everyone's. So, there we go, Melina. You've got a 21-3 sneaking in here. Can you see that?
yeah.
Same with you, Ali. 21-3 in your goal. I think you had that. Or no, Kelly, you had it. Threes are here to come out of hiding, feel worthy to be seen. You mentioned a fear of being seen. How does it show up for you?
In groups, having to speak out in front of more than one person. So if I'm out with just one friend, that's fine. But when there's a group of people speaking, yeah, just that fear of everybody looking at me at the same time.
Yeah. It's a little bit of shyness
Yeah,
that I'm sensing,
yeah.
a little bit of sensitivity as well. And can I ask, was your power when you were younger? Did people take your power away from you in any situation?
So I remember always being shy. I don't remember a time never being shy. And yeah, it was a bit of a complicated upbringing. So my dad left when I was 2 or 3, so I don't remember that. And I had a not very nice stepdad. So my whole upbringing, I didn't feel safe.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. That's the dad wound right there.
Yeah.
It's a 10-1 of the masculine. That's a masculine energy in this system. And that's my dad left me, emotional abandonment. And gosh, what a sensitive, beautiful, sensitive energies. 2s, 5s, 8s, all over the place. Feeling things very deeply. You know what this is, the 5s and the 9s. So as I said, 9s are the most powerful energy in the system. So are 5s, but in a very different way. So 9s are like strong serpent, dragon energy, power, sort of Game of Thrones, dragon energy. I can be very strong and I can roar loudly when I am able to do that. 5s are an ethereal power where they are here to learn to assert themselves and speak up for their needs, very much about the throat chakra.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've got a lot of 5 energy coming through and a lot of clearing from other lifetimes coming through as well.
Okay.
That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm picking up. You've got very high frequency 1s. 1s are all about healing, stability within self and stability for others. And you know, beautiful 11-2 energy. It's one of my favorite frequencies. You're here to follow the path of God. Follow spirit again. And who else had an 18-9? I can't remember. You were here to let go of any past mistakes and any past things of I should have done it better. I should have done that. You're actually here. It says it in your soul contract. It spells it out. Melina, you are here with this in your physical karma to let go of any part of you that doesn't feel worthy and that doesn't is holding on to mistakes of the past.
Yeah, there's a lot of not feeling worthy, I think.
Yeah, that's your big 21-3 in your spiritual goal. And yeah, I would say a 10-1 is a very, very godlike frequency, and they can feel it's a little challenging sometimes to share themselves with the world. I don't know if you've ever felt a little bit of that outsider energy of
Yeah.
it's because it's a very different frequency to have in a chart. And it's like I don't really want to share who I am. I don't want to put my hand out. I don't really want to put myself out there.
Yeah. I'm
And
feeling different, sometimes feel different to other people. I don't know how to explain it.
that's it.
Yeah.
So 10, 1 and the ones, yeah, and the eights, very similar. And the 10 ones and the eights are about the hands. I think the eights are about reaching out to people. And the sevens and the fives are about the feet, stepping forward, making a decision, declaring who you are, taking an action. So lots of hands and feet are involved here. Okay, thanks so much for sharing, Nina. Okay. I have more on my little PowerPoint, but we're going to do some healing if you guys are up for that. And if we go 5 minutes over, does anyone have a problem with that? You can leave if you need to. It could be 5 or 10 minutes. I want to give you guys a good experience, and it's always a lot to squeeze into an hour and 45. So what I'm going to do is, I've already opened the space, and what I'm going to do is some divine healing. Divine healing is, I think most of you, a few of you guys have had it before. It's very much about, I'm guided as to what might need clearing and releasing. And what we do in divine healing is we find it, we bring awareness to it, and we bring feeling to it. And I'm just going to show you this really quickly. So you're all here because you're willing and brave to take responsibility for yourself, the ability to respond to life rather than react. And what we do is we've got the willingness, and now we want to identify whatever issues are going to come up. We're going to bring consciousness and feeling to whatever comes through. And then integration, I didn't spell that right. And then we integrate what comes through with acceptance. I accept what's come through. And then we embrace it. I can integrate and embrace this as part of me. And then we can come into love. So this is what healing work is. And I just want to feel into what might come up. It might be that we clear a low frequency energy. It might be that we clear a fear. It might be that we do a trauma release. I don't know, because I'm guided. This is higher self work. You know, I don't know what we're going to do. All I do is lean back and I get guided. So I'm going to ask you guys to shut your eyes and lean back in whatever way leaning back feels good for you. And just allow yourself to start to relax and unwind. Maybe start breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth to come and ground into the body. Lovely and slow, like waves on the beach, in with the breath and out with the breath. And I want you to start to soften your body, and you're going to do this by bringing awareness to the top of your head, to your crown chakra, and just feel the softness on the top of your head. Start to relax every part of your head and your scalp. Bring your attention to your face and soften your brow, your eyes. Relax your cheeks. Relax your nose, your mouth. Let everything just soften. Feel the weight of whatever's supporting your head, holding you up. And soften your neck. And just energetically drop your shoulders. You can let down everything you've been carrying. You can let go of what happened earlier today, yesterday, last week, last month, last year. You can just let it float away. And you can let go of what may happen in the next hour, the next day, the next week, month, or year. It's not needed in this moment. You can just let it float away until it's just you in the present moment. You're relaxing your torso, feeling the heaviness of your arms and your hands, softening all the way down your body, letting your hips soften, your legs, the weight of your thighs, your calves. Feel the support underneath you, holding you up. And with every breath, you're going deeper and deeper and deeper into your body until nothing else exists in this moment. Let your fingers and your toes just unfurl. And I've already done the alignment to connect us in this group. And I'm getting that we are just going to go straight into a fear. The fear chart, which is favorites. And I'm going to see if there's a fear that the collective group here is feeling, and there often is. This is a great one. Okay, fear of the unseen. The fear of the unseen, what you cannot see. And I ask that you allow this to come into you so you can connect with it. A fear of the unseen. And first of all, just notice how you resonate with it mentally and emotionally. Does a story come into your mind? Maybe a picture, some words, a memory. Just notice what comes up. Fear of the unseen, and just allow it to go deeper and deeper and deeper. We're going to let whatever wants to rise up in your consciousness rise up. There may be an emotion connected to this. There may be a part of your body that resonates very deeply with this. You can scan your body if you don't know where that is from head to toe and see what part of your body is holding this energy of fear of the unseen. And you take your time, we go lovely and slow with this. We're really going to explore within yourself how this fear is feeling, how it's playing out in your life, how it's affecting you physically, emotionally, spiritually. And as you go into this feeling, I'm going to encode some backflower essences energetically into your being and bodies, into this group. And each backflower holds an essence, a vibration. So we have cherry plum, which is around desperation, fear of losing control of the mind in particular, within the mind, and a dread of doing. That's cherry plum we're going to put in. And then we also have elm, feelings of inadequacy, exhaustion from trying for perfection or trying too hard. It's a really big one. It used to come up for me all the time. And then we have heather, deeply concerned with self. So always looking inwards, worrying about ourselves. That's a very strong one, especially with fear. And then we have oak, despondency and despair. A tired strength, tired, strong people. And I'm going to put one more in, olive, exhaustion and mental fatigue. All that thinking is exhausting. All the doing is exhausting. Let's encode these in. I command higher self to encode the frequencies of cherry plum, elm, heather, oak, and olive back flower essences into every part of this group's being for as long as they are required multidimensionally. Please release all negative thought forms and emotions, limiting mindsets and conditioned thinking, and bring all energy bodies into alignment and harmonic resonance with each other. And just allow yourself to feel that. And I'm going to read out the encodements, and you can feel the energy of the words and bring them in, breathe them in. Cherry plum, I remain balanced under extreme stress and trust my higher self. Elm, I am confident in fulfilling my life's mission and release the burden of striving for perfection. Heather, I nourish myself from within and am able to truly hear others. Oak, I am strong and release struggle and flow with life. And Olive, I feel revitalized in mind and body and tap into an unlimited source of energy within. I'm just going to let those shift in. And we're going to do a little bit of chakra work as well, which often comes up in this group work. We work on the thymus chakra first, which is the immune system. And our immune system is linked to our worth. It's called psychoneuroimmunology. The science and the research connecting our immune health with our worthiness, self-esteem, and confidence. So the thymus chakra. You're just going to receive these. By yourself, I command the thymus chakra to be cleared and balanced for greater filtering of higher dimensional energies, and that the changes are fully integrated multidimensionally. And one more. Ooh. By yourself, I command the thymus chakra to be cleared and balanced for allowing radiance to encode and expand the energy field. This is making me yawn. And one more. Higher self, I command the thymus chakra to be cleared and balanced for connection to the divine healing source and divine purpose, and that the changes are fully integrated multidimensionally. And allow that shift to come through, and then we're going to work on the sacral chakra, creativity, or self-expression. High self, I command the sacral chakra to be cleared and balanced for procreative and creative expression, and to release diminished stamina and low energy, and that the changes are fully integrated multidimensionally. Thank you. Oh, it's a nice strong theme for this one. And we're going to work on the soul star chakra, which is outside of our body, this chakra, just above the head. And it's the bridge between our impersonal essence and our personal reality. Higher self, I command the soul star chakra to be cleared and balanced for encoding this group's soul purpose, and that the changes are fully integrated multidimensionally. Thank you. Just allow that to shift. And then what's come through is an emotional state. This is just an emotion that's just popped in, or a way of feeling, or a state of being, and that is quiet. It's going to feel something a little different for each and every one of you. The energy and the emotion of quiet. And so I want you to allow that to just settle within you, an emotional state of quiet. And you can notice whether it feels like an expansive emotional state or a limiting emotional state. How do you relate to quiet or quietness? It's going to feel different and resonate with each of you differently. There's no right or wrong way to resonate with this. Just allow yourself to just let it come through. What does it mean to you? Maybe it's a memory. Maybe it's another emotion that's coming through with this. Maybe it's just a feeling in the body. Maybe it feels good. Maybe it doesn't. Expansive or not expansive. Just really give yourself space to connect with that. And just whatever wants to come through, let it come through with this. No right or wrong. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to clear some stress around a lot. We call this a life stress. Everything in life is stressful, but this is about taking on something, taking on a new challenge that feels scary, whether it's small or big. Taking on, this is the one I was drawn to, taking on something, taking on a job, taking on a business, taking on an opportunity, taking on an invitation. And just notice what you feel that you are being, what you are taking on at the moment that is keeping you a little fearful, a little shy, a little stuck. We're going to release some stress around it. But first of all, you can identify within yourselves, what are you taking on that is bringing up the fear and the shyness? And notice how it feels. What's the emotion there? What's the feeling in the body? This one's making me want to do little tiny burps that don't quite come out. That's the way my energy is shifting with this. So just tune into any feelings or emotions you have. taking on something. And I'm getting that before we clear it, I'm just going to do a little extra clearing from my end. This is just a command code to soften the energy of it. Healing team, I command that the mathematical structures within the holographic matrix be adjusted and corrected and brought to perfection. Thank you. And we're going to do a little detoxification as well. Healing team, I command an energetic detoxification program to affect all bodies, all systems, in all incarnations, all levels and dimensions, microcosm to macrocosm, and all time frames, including the pathways to the divine core as follows. I command all systems responsible for cleansing and clearing the energetic bodies are now brought up to 100% functioning, and activate the process of breaking down and clearing all congestion, energetic debris, toxins, and waste products that have accumulated. I command access to all areas of dysfunction, both physical and metaphysical, and command the perfect frequencies and vibrations needed for full energetic functioning to be maintained at 100% balance and alignment. Please keep all pathways clear and free from maximum function, and maintain this process as a permanent balance and cleansing. Thank you. Ooh. We're going to clear the life stress of taking on something. By yourself, please clear all discordant energy, repair and align the fields, and restore balance and harmony at all levels. Thank you. You'll notice I'm saying this on your behalf because it's with my intention that you receive this. Sometimes you say it, sometimes I say it. But this time you're going to say it. We're going to release that fear, the fear of the unseen. And just step back into that energy, fear of the unseen. And just notice how you're connecting with it now, how it's resonating with you. Just tap into it and just see how it's feeling. I'm getting that it's very much ready to clear. And I'm going to get you guys to repeat out loud after me. You're all muted, so you can just speak out loud where you are. And you're going to center your energy now into your heart space. You're going to bring your energy into your heart. And you're going to speak these words with real feeling and meaning, love and intention. And you're going to repeat after me. Higher self, I welcome the awareness of this fear, of the unseen that has been holding me back. I lovingly let it go and command that it be cleared, balanced, released, and healed, and that all the changes are integrated with grace and ease through all levels, all dimensions, all realities, all universes, and all time frames. And we just say, thank you. And we're just going to embrace that shift and allow ourselves to feel that. I want you just to notice how your body's feeling. Notice if there are parts of you that feel softer or more open or more expansive or more balanced. And when you feel ready, you're just going to come and rise all the way back into your consciousness and into the space. And back into the room. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Short but deep. How are you guys feeling? Does anyone want to share, or you don't have to share if you're happy to just stay in it?
I'm just going to say, wow. Thank you so much. Oh, genuinely, thank you very, very much.
My
Very
pleasure.
powerful. Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite I love, as soon as I opened the manual, they were like, do a fear chart. It's my little healing team. And I was like, okay, I will. So we're talking about fear. So yeah, I'm pleased. That's all it's about. It's about bringing consciousness to that thing that's been hidden from our eyesight, allowing ourselves to feel safe to feel it and connect with it, and then just integrating it. Almost like taking off a layer of clothing and hanging it up in the wardrobe because we don't need to carry it anymore. Yeah. Everyone else doing okay? Kelly's just like, yeah, I'm fine.
I do what I always do, and I go so deep.
I know you do. I love it.
But it was at one point when we had to take our awareness back to that unseen fear, I had to really think about it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what was it again? And it did eventually come to me, but it felt so different. The energy felt so different from when we started.
Shifts so quickly. And everything's layered anyway. We don't crack out all our deepest fears in one go. It's layered work, but I'm pleased.
Yeah, that was amazing. Thank you.
My pleasure. Melina, Sylvia, you okay? You don't have to share if you don't want to. Just want to check that you're all good.
It's
Melina,
good, thank you.
Yeah, good, perfect. You're here, you're well. Oh, Melina, I'm sorry, you're muted, so I can't hear what you're saying. Sorry, you got all snuggled in your bed.
When I started, there was a tightness when you were saying, feel that feeling, like in my heart area, in my abdomen, and then at the end, there was no tightness at all. It was, yeah, my whole body felt completely different.
Yeah, very physical there. Yeah, our bodies hold it. That's why we kind of scan to be like, where in our body is it being held? Sometimes we can't feel it. I'm not very good at feeling. I'm more emotional, but some people can really feel things very physically, which is amazing. Sometimes I can. It's a work in progress. I've got 8, so I tend to struggle with that. But I'm pleased, Melina. And I know we've gone a bit over time, so thank you guys. It's just actually quite important to do this second part. As I said, I do chat a lot. So I always say, just to finish, you guys kind of know your subcontracts, but this is kind of for anyone else watching. You can get your numbers for free at soulcontractreader.com. And then I got a ton of videos and blog posts on my YouTube channel, on my blog. You can get a report, you can get a live reading. It's whatever you feel good to do, or you can just watch the resources. Now, what I am more excited about, it's very last minute that I'm doing this. This is my classic self-sabotage. I am running a what I call intimate, layered, consistent healing group. And it's called White Opal. And there's a story behind that. I won't get into it now. But we basically start next Tuesday. Now, I know the power of being live, like this little, what we just did. This is going to be 2 live healing sessions every other Tuesday for 3 months. And I call this a cycle. It's going to be 6 sessions. And in this cycle, we are going to go really, really deep. It's going to be a very connected, intimate, small group. I don't know who's going to show up yet. And we're going to clear things like fears, self-sabotages, hidden subconscious ego agendas that we're not aware of. Very, very deep stuff that everyone in the group will be resonating with. And healing one-on-one is very powerful. Healing in a collective is very, very powerful, because you're not just doing it on your own. And it's my joy to hold this space. So this is, I'm very passionate about this, and I'm very excited to do this. And my job in leading you guys through this is to help you access the emotional terrain that none of us can often get to on our own. We don't know how to navigate it, or we don't know how to clear it. And it's my job to hold you through that. And I did do a YouTube video on sharing a little bit more about what we're going to do in this, but essentially it's going to be 6 live sessions. You're going to show up live. None of it's recorded, because the power is being live. And we're going to collectively work through an issue. It could be every month that we work through something, every cycle. So all 6 sessions will be around fear. All 6 sessions will be around self-worth. We're just going to follow the intuitive flow of what the theme is within the group each time. And just be very transparent with pricing. It's £75 a month for the 2 sessions, which works out, I think, 2 something. Oh my God, I can't even count. This is so embarrassing. 200 blah, 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 something a month for the 3 months, sorry. You can pay per month, or you can pay in it all up front. 225. Oh, I'm so embarrassed. So that is the container that I'm running. It starts next Tuesday. If you can't make it for this cycle, the next cycle will be in July for another 3 months. And I'm very, very excited about this. So I just want to bring that into your awareness. So it's there for you and for anyone watching. And I think that is all I had to share. We're done, you guys. We're done. And we're a little bit over time. So thank you for sticking with me. Yeah, does anyone have any final questions or anything, or you're good to go and relax and get some food?
Just thank you, because that was really lovely. Yeah, I'd love to join your opal, please. I'll send you an email.
Kelly, it would be such a joy and a delight to have you in there.
Yeah.
Deep joy and delight.
It just sounds, everything is in perfect timing.
Yeah. And it's going to be very consistent, very layered. Like, the more you dig into something, the more you peel it open. And that's my intention with this. It's not just fluffy. We're going to go nice and deep.
Yeah.
So yeah, my joy and privilege to hold you in that space.
Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure. And Sylvia and Ali, it was lovely to meet you. And
thank you.
To see you again. Yeah.
No, it's absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much. I'm very grateful. Lovely to meet you all online as well.
Yeah.
I know that I'm very interested in the white opal. I know I can't start next week, but I'll definitely hold that in my mind for for the
Beautiful.
July session.
Beautiful. There's no pressure whenever the timing is right.
Yeah.
Whenever it feels good, if it feels good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah. Well, sorry, what were you going to say, Ali?
I was going to say, I think I will follow up, though. I'll contact you for a more of a in-depth live session, going into my chart more.
Yeah.
I feel that's
All
probably where. Yeah.
Yeah.
But thank you very much.
My pleasure, my pleasure. And I'll send you guys a follow-up email tomorrow with the date of the next month's workshop, which is going to be around perfectionism and high expectations, which I think is a really fun theme. So yeah, we'll do that next time. Yeah. Okay. Have a lovely evening, everyone. You're welcome, Sylvia. Lovely to see you guys. Happy evening.
Yeah. To you. Thanks again.
Yeah. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.